they saw a girl. The Lord saw a weapon. Before the crown, before the throne, before my name was whispered in the corridors of power, I was being forged in the shadows. They called me Esther, but I was being shaped for something far heavier than gold. Not for the sake of beauty, not for the vanity of a king, but for a moment history did not yet see. The heavens were silent, yet his hand was already moving, tracing a path through the darkness of Susa. This is where the story truly begins. After these things, when the anger of King Ahasuerus had quieted, he remembered Vashti, what she had done, and what had been decreed against her. Then those who served the king spoke, "Let beautiful young women be sought for the king. Let officers be appointed throughout the provinces to gather them to the citadel of Susa, to the house of the women." And the matter pleased the king, and so the search began. In the citadel of Susa, there lived a Jew whose name was Mordecai. He had taken me as his own daughter, for I had neither father nor mother. Before the palace, before the decree, before the king ever knew my name, I was called Hadassah. He raised me in the quiet places, far from thrones, far from power. And when the world came looking for a queen, it found a girl who had already learned how to stand unseen. When the king's command echoed through the provinces, the gates of Susa swung open. A sea of faces, many young women, gathered from every corner of the world. We were placed under the eye of Aghapy, the keeper of the women. Among 1,000 others, I found favor in his sight. He did not delay. He moved with a strange urgency to provide my requirements, the oils, the myrrh, the portions of the palace, and a place set apart for me. I was no longer a girl from the shadows. I was being prepared for the king. The waiting had begun. 12 months of purification before a single foot would touch the palace floor. 6 months in the oil of myrrh to heal the skin. 6 months in perfumes and balsams to sweeten the soul. Every day, the world outside Susa grew smaller. Every day, the weight of the crown grew heavier, before anyone would dare stand before the king. When the night came, each woman was brought before the king. She was given whatever she desired to take with her from the house of the women to the palace. Such was the custom of the court. They walked toward the palace, clothed in the king's treasury, bearing their hopes in gold and their fears in silk. They would go in with the sunset and return with the dawn. To the second house, to the silence of Shashgaz, to a life of waiting for a name to be called that might never be spoken again. Then, my turn came. I saw the treasures of Susa laid before me, but I asked for nothing. I took only what Aghapy advised, for I was not seeking a crown of gold. I was leaning into a promise. And in that hall of beauty, a strange thing happened. I found favor in the eyes of all who saw me, not for what I wore, but for what I carried. And so, I was taken to King Ahasuerus. I walked the final steps to the royal palace, toward a throne, and toward a choice that would change history. The air was cold in the 10th month, the month of Tebeth. I was taken to the heart of the empire, the royal palace of a king whose word was law. I did not know what the night would bring, or what the morning would demand of a girl from the shadows. But in that chamber of power, the Lord was moving. The king loved me above all others. He saw a crown where others saw a captive. He set the royal gold upon my head and named me queen in place of the one who was gone. Then came the celebration, the feast of Esther. Rest was proclaimed to the ends of the world. Gifts flowed with royal generosity. But beneath the sound of the trumpets and the laughter, a greater purpose was already awake. I had been raised to the throne, but the reason had not yet been revealed. A crown had been placed upon my head, and a people were being placed upon my heart. The throne was secured, but the danger was still unseen.